I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Working on your visual, personal attractiveness is part of self-improvement, and an important part at that, because your visual attractiveness affects how other people perceive you. And if I see one comment about the hair, there are a lot of guys out there who kind of get the wrong idea of what self-improvement is, and they write off things like working out and all the other parts of self-improvement because, oh, I'm too unattractive and it'll never work. No matter what I do, if I'm still facially unattractive, there's no hope for me. Well, my black-pilled friend, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that little saying of yours that there's no gym for your face is wrong. And you know what it's called? The gym. And I'm going to explain why in this video. Now, if you couldn't already tell, this is not going to be one of my most serious videos, but I am going to give you some real actionable steps and advice that could greatly assist you in changing your facial attractiveness. Now, when I say that the gym for your face is the gym, what I'm talking about is that some of the movements and repeated exercise that you do in the gym end up engaging a lot of the muscles around your upper body, your neck, and your lower face region as well. And this is especially accentuated when you're doing heavy lifts. And on top of that, in combination with working out and dieting, you can also reduce your body fat percentage, which I'll actually get into later in the video. My main point though is that when you grow out your frame and build up those muscles around your upper body, neck, and traps, by doing these heavy lifts, you can consequently change your whole facial attractiveness. You can change how your upper body appears visually, and that definitely has an effect on facial attractiveness. As a consequence of doing these heavy lifts, you can grow your neck and your trap muscles. And just these two muscle groups alone can help contribute to the way that your overall face appears. On the screen now, which one of these two guys would you say is more facially attractive? Exactly. Oftentimes, a bigger neck and trap area can make you look more masculine and thus more attractive as a guy. We all know that a major component of your facial attractiveness is your jaw area. So by growing your jaw muscles, you can contribute to having that wider, square, straight jawline look. Now, two of the methods that I used to help strengthen this mouth and jaw area were mewing as well as gum chewing. And I'm only recommending this because I tried it myself and I saw results. Now, mewing is basically just a way that you can improve your mouth and tongue posture. And the way you do this is by keeping your tongue at the roof of your mouth. Now, it might feel weird and uncomfortable at first, but always, when you catch yourself not mewing, remember to keep mewing. I'm going to put a diagram so you can see what that looks like. And the second thing I mentioned was gum chewing. Chewing gum especially helps when you're chewing on either side with your molars, using those heavy movements on your jaw muscles. I personally have done this on an almost daily basis for the past few months, and it could just be a placebo effect, but I have kind of felt these muscles in my jawline get a lot stronger ever since I implemented both mewing and gum chewing. And importantly, there's a specific way you should be chewing the gum in order to get the maximum results. You should be chewing on either side with your molars, these are the big teeth in the back, as well as basically rolling up the gum into a little ball and basically smashing it with your tongue onto the roof of your mouth. You're turning the gum into a pancake on the roof of your mouth with your tongue only. Now, this is going to feel kind of weird and kind of uncomfortable, but doing this action repeatedly, maybe once a day, maybe a few times a week, and just repeatedly doing this to strengthen your jaw and tongue muscles, in addition to the other stuff that I already mentioned before, can greatly improve your jaw and mouth posture. Now, another thing that I can't recommend enough that I started doing at first to work on my facial attraction is nose breathing. Nose breathing overall just kind of improves your quality of life. I know for a fact if you're watching YouTube all day, you're definitely not nose breathing. You're probably mouth breathing. Your mouth posture is probably kind of weak. You probably get stuffy noses all the time. You suffer from allergies pretty often. And to be honest, I was pretty much the same for about 5 months ago before I actually learned how to start nose breathing. And essentially, all it means is that you want to be breathing in and out through your nose all the time. Try to make very few exceptions to this rule. Whenever you catch yourself breathing through your mouth, you have to cut it out and get back to doing mewing as well as your nose breathing. Focusing on this not only has the side effect of improving your facial attraction, which is great, but breathing through your nose, it's kind of a very primal thing that humans don't really do anymore. It was kind of life-changing when I saw the effects that nose breathing had on my quality of life, and maybe that's just me, But if it can have the same effects on you that it had on me, I definitely recommend nose breathing 100% of the time. The final consideration we have to keep in mind when we're talking about facial attractiveness is body fat percentage. A lot of people have really attractive facial structure and would never know it because they have a high body fat percentage that covers all their cheekbones and their jawline, to the point where you see a lot of these black pillars, they just give up. They say, I'm going to be ugly forever and no one's ever going to love me. First and foremost, improving your attractiveness slightly will not change that. Your problems are rooted a lot deeper than you think. But secondly, try and give yourself a chance. The only way you'll know if you really, bro, I hate saying this word, good genetics for facial attractiveness is if you cut down your body percentage and check it out. Derek from More Plates More Dates made a really great video that I will be linking in the description. And it's basically just how some really overweight dude who never thought he was attractive pretty much cut down his body fat percentage to look much more athletic. And I'm talking, this guy went from the moon emoji to basically what you would call a Chad. So always, always, always keep body fat percentage in mind when you're talking about facial attractiveness. And if you think it was just that guy who saw benefits from it, I did too. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. I know there's a lot of little Jeffreys out there who only ever click on a self-improvement related video if it tells them it's going to make them attractive instantly. But I kind of make this video with those kinds of guys in mind. And if it genuinely helps you with your self-esteem, which visually watching yourself become more attractive is definitely a great way to improve your self-esteem. So if it helps, it helps. And remember, winners win, losers lose. Go be a winner today.